Welcome to Dementia Care Conversations, where we bring clarity, compassion, and actionable knowledge to families navigating the often overwhelming journey of dementia. I'm your host, Ashley, and today we're diving into a topic that is both critical and sensitive: understanding dementia and breaking through the myths surrounding it. Let's start with a powerful quote I came across recently. It's from someone living with dementia, and it simply states, "I am not stupid. Why do people make me feel like I am?" This quote perfectly encapsulates the misunderstandings surrounding dementia. It reminds us that dementia is not about losing intelligence. It's about experiencing changes in how the brain functions. And that's what we're here to explore today. Segment 1, what is dementia? So, what exactly is dementia? At its core, dementia is not a single disease, but rather an umbrella term used to describe a range of symptoms caused by various diseases that damage brain cells. Our brains are made up of billions of cells called neurons. These neurons communicate with one another and are responsible for functions like remembering, thinking, feeling emotions, and learning new information. When dementia occurs, many of these brain cells get damaged or die, which affects memory, communication, thinking, and daily activities. Here's the first myth we need to bust. Old age does not cause dementia. While age is indeed a risk factor, meaning older individuals are more likely to develop dementia, it can affect people of any age, even young children in rare genetic conditions. To put it in perspective, there are currently about 750,000 people living with dementia in the UK, including 17,500 under the age of 65. Think of dementia like cancer or heart disease, a broad category that includes many different types, each with distinct causes and symptoms. Segment 2, the main types of dementia, 3 minutes. Let's break down some of the more common types of dementia. First, we have Alzheimer's disease, which accounts for about 450,000 cases in the UK. Discovered in 1902 by Dr. Alois Alzheimer, this condition arises when abnormal protein deposits, known as plaques and tangles, attack brain cells. Tau protein attacks from inside the cells, while amyloid protein suffocates them from outside. The damage typically begins in the brain's memory center, which is why memory loss is often the first noticeable symptom. Next up is vascular dementia, impacting around 200,000 people. This type occurs when brain cells are destroyed due to issues with the blood vessels or oxygen deprivation, often as a result of strokes. Picture your brain like a city that constantly needs oxygen delivered through a network of arteries. When these pathways get blocked or damaged, the cells starve and eventually die. Third, we have dementia with Lewy bodies, affecting about 100,000 individuals. This is marked by protein deposits called Lewy bodies that build up inside the brain's nerve cells. People living with this type often experience fluctuating symptoms, a roller coaster of good days and challenging days. They might deal with hallucinations and severe sleep disturbances. Finally, there's frontotemporal dementia, which affects about 11,000 people and includes conditions like Pick's disease. This type primarily damages the frontal part of the brain, influencing personality and behavior before impacting memory. One family member shared, "My dad has Pick's. He has changed from a kind, caring father to someone I don't even recognize," which truly highlights the profound effects of this disease. Segment 3, recognizing the signs, 2 minutes. Now, let's discuss how to recognize dementia. Memory loss can often be the first red flag, especially when it impacts daily activities. We all forget things from time to time. That's human. But with dementia, the frequency and significance of forgetting increase. You might see patterns like forgetting meals or struggling to make simple tasks like preparing tea. Other signs can include disorientation, like getting lost in familiar places, confusion about time, and communication difficulties, struggling to find the right words, or repeating the same thing. Another indicator is poor judgment, where someone might make risky decisions like driving the wrong way down a street or wearing inappropriate clothing for the season. Apraxia is another sign where a person knows what they want to do, but can't recall how to perform the steps involved. One caregiver shared a poignant moment. He walked home from the supermarket. This would have been fine, but he had driven there, a clear indication that something was wrong. Here's something crucial to understand. While short-term memory may fade, emotional memory often remains intact. A person with dementia may forget an entire conversation, but will usually retain the feelings associated with that interaction, whether it was happiness, sadness, anger, or love. That's why compassionate care is of utmost importance. Additionally, long-term memories often remain protected deep in the brain, despite recent memories fading. This explains why someone might not remember breakfast, but can vividly recall their childhood. Segment 4, Language Matters, 1.5 minutes. Now, let's take a moment to discuss the power of language. The words we use when talking about dementia can shape perceptions and attitudes. The old culture language surrounding dementia includes terms like demented, sufferer, burden, deterioration, and living funeral. These are deeply negative and strip away hope and dignity. In contrast, the new culture language acknowledges the person first. Instead of wandering, we say exploring or looking for something. Instead of saying someone is agitated, we might word it as feeling frightened or scared. Always we emphasize a person with dementia, not demented. It really comes down to creating a narrative that respects their humanity. One caregiver expressed it beautifully. It's all about holding on to what the person still has, not letting go. Segment 5, Closing Thoughts. So what have we learned today? Dementia is not a normal part of aging. It is caused by diseases that damage brain cells in different ways. There are many types, each with unique symptoms and characteristics. And most importantly, people living with dementia are still people with feelings, needs, dignity, and the capacity for joy. One individual living with dementia made a poignant statement. Just because I have this thing doesn't mean it's time to give up. In our next episode, we'll explore practical communication strategies and person-centered approaches that honor the whole person, not just the diagnosis. Until then, remember, every person with dementia has a story, a history, and a heart. Let's treat them accordingly. Thank you for tuning in to Dementia Care Conversations. For resources and transcripts, please visit our website. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it with someone who would benefit from this information.